Okay guys, hello. So a lot of you have been asking me for a typography tutorial, so I'll be going over some basic movement, how to center your anchor point to the camera and stuff, and some effects for the background. So first of all, create your text. Now if you have move anchor point, then just click that. If you don't, then I don't exactly know the shortcut for it, but you can just click this and center the anchor point like that. So now that you have your text centered, I mean, it doesn't even really have to be centered because you're gonna place it here and there anyways. Turn them 3D, create a null layer. The shortcut for that is Ctrl, Shift, Alt, and C. These are my settings. The focus distance is not that, it always changes, but you can just go into camera options and put this to 411, the focus distance. You're gonna keyframe that anyway, so we can just put a keyframe now. Now, you are gonna have to create a null. Now let's start, man. So like, maybe this is gonna be the start. Boom. You put a graph on it, however you want. I usually use this graph for like zoom out at the starts. And then after that, just put your text here maybe, I don't know. And if you want to displace your text like outside of the screen, then come here, click custom view, and then with shift 1, 2 and 3 you can switch between these. Shift 1 rotates the camera, shift 2 moves the camera's position, and shift 3 zooms in and out. So let's say I want the text like right there, so I move it like this, like that, maybe like pull it up. Seems good to me. Now create another null and make sure the keyframes overlap, okay, like a lot, overlap them a lot. Now just let's rotate it in that direction, zoom it in. You're always gonna have to play with the positions, cause how you rotate it, it's how it changes, like what moves what. So right now you can see that the Z position makes it go back and forth instead of zooming it forward and backwards. So yeah, let's do that. And the graph I use is this. If you don't have flow, then here are the other values in speed graph as well. And then that's gonna look like that. And if it moves too fast, then you can just always grab the keyframes, pull them a little there. And let's add another text. What is the show? Let's add my name. Right, let's put this like down there, I'd say. You know, you can go in here again with the camera, you know, if you want to align them properly like that. And now what you want to do is, if you create a null, then you're gonna see that it doesn't rotate around the text that you want, because I want it to rotate around the text tutorial. So what I do is you create a null without parenting it, turn it 3D, go in tutorial, press P for position, click the position, Ctrl C, go to the null that is 3D, click the position, Ctrl V, and you can see the anchor point is right there. So now if I connect it, then you can see that it rotates around the tutorial. So like that, and then we do like that, so it's in the center. You know, just play around with it. You also don't want the text to be too close to the screen. And then yeah, that's basically it for the movement. We can add another zoom out just to loop this little part. Let's say it's until there. Connect that, do the same process. that. And then for zoom outs, I usually use this graph. There you have that. Now for the focus distance, you can see that this is kind of out of focus, so you just increase it until it's fully in focus. And now that's in focus as well. And if something is really close to the screen, then you can go down a lot. Like if this was really close to the screen, like, then you're gonna need a lower focus distance. I'm gonna try to show that, just the positions are a bit messed up. So you see, if it's really close to the screen, then the focus distance needs to be lower. So we can leave it at like that. You always want to keyframe your focus distance. Now, for more movement, you click the camera, click P, hold Alt while clicking the little timer, whatever, and put wiggle. And this really depends. I usually do the default I do is 3, 30. That gives it like a little movement like that. But as you, if you increase this is the frequency, the first one. The second is the amplitude. So like I'll do something really big to see that moves it a lot. And if something is really close to the screen, then it's gonna look like it moves a lot. So then you're gonna have to decrease these values. Now do the same for orientation. So you click R on your keyboard, alt click the orientation, wiggle 1.5, 6. This can range from 5 to 9. I learned this from Gojo's little sister, shout out to her. And then that adds another type of movement. You know, you just really play around with it. So now, if you have that, how I do my text animations is with Animation Composer. This is Mr. Horse's Animation Composer. It is a free plugin or extension or whatever. I go into text presets, transition characters, and I do this one, the overshoot scale 1 in, and that's gonna do that. Now how you can make this faster is you have this marker here. If you drag it closer to the start, it's gonna animate faster. If you drag it closer to the end, it's gonna animate slower. So I want this animation to kind of be like a little slower than that, like that, for tutorial as well. You know, you can also cut off from the text itself, and then it's gonna be slower or faster. I'm not gonna move these much because these are kind of perfect. Now you can enable motion blur on them. And then it's gonna look like that with the text animations and the motion blur. The motion blur settings, it's up to you really, whatever fits, whatever you seem is right. Now create a solid, add particular. That particular is the best for typography because it reacts to the camera's focus distance. If you use any other like CC ball action, particle world, any other particle, it's not gonna react to the camera's focus distance. So you're gonna have to manually blur it. And what I do is the emitter type, I put the box, I do XYZ individual, I set these to 7000, and also I put the positions to 0 to center the emitter. And I do the particle per sec, it's either 350 or 450, it really depends. The motion, crank the velocity up. I just crank it up, randomize it, go to size, pull the size up a little, crank the size random up. And then that's it. From here you can do anything with it. You can do the color here, or you can do the color here. You put something on it like psycho stripes, psycho blobs, 4-color gradient, whatever you seem right. Also this reacts to motion blur, so if I just turn that on, it's gonna have motion blur. you can see we have our particles. Now for text stylization, you can literally do anything. Like, I can put psycho stripes on it, or cloud psycho, or anything, to be honest. These psycho effects are really good. Like, every single psycho effect is really good. So let's do psycho blobs on that. Let's do cloud psycho on tutorial. And let's do psycho stripes on Niki. That's it. Really, these effects, you can abuse them because they are really good for typography. Obviously now you can put other stuff on it, like deep glow or shine. You know, if you use shine, make sure you go into colorize, change the colorization to none, drag the deep glow down a little bit, right? And you can also center the position of this so it shines towards us. Now obviously for typography you don't need like a beast PC. It might crash a lot with a slightly weaker PC, but you can still do it. It's just gonna take a lot of time to render and stuff, right? Now for the background, you have variations. You can use Aurora. Now this automatically connects to the camera, as you can see. Let me just solo this on so you can see it better. This works to the camera. What I usually do is keyframe the warp and time offset. So now I just look like that seems fine, and then drag this back. That seems fine, and then bam, you have that. Now you can change the colors here. So let's do like purple, little pink, and don't change the sky color because then it basically changes the entire background of it. What you can also do is put as hotspots on it, and once you do that, just decrease the threshold a little bit, and then it's gonna have this, you know, really backgroundy effect. It's not gonna stand out too much. I put CC Force Motion Blur on this because this doesn't react to motion blur. So the only way to do it is CC Force Motion Blur. And yeah, that's how it looks like so far. In typography you really have like full freedom, like full freedom. You can put any shape you want. Like if I feel like I'm just gonna put some lines in the background, right? Let's zoom this out a lot. It's one line, let's do two, and let's do 3 lines. Now you just drag these beneath everything except the Aurora, turn them 3D, and displace them a little bit, you know. So this can be like 1500, this can be like 500, and this can be like that. And then bam, you have some background elements, you know. You can do anything with these lines as well. So like if you go into here, go to contents, shape, path, no, my bad, stroke. You turn on dashes, put this to 70. Click the offset, put this to like 1500. Then you're gonna have a dashed line like that. You can turn on motion blur for these as well. And then they are gonna look like that. Now you can literally do anything in typography. All you have to make sure is that the movement keyframes overlap, as you see, and use a smooth mid-graph like this, so your movement is smooth, bro. And that's basically it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this helped a lot of people. If not, then you can ask questions in the comments and I'm gonna answer them. See you guys in the next one.